A man couldn't afford buying an apartment. What he did left everyone in awe.
But before we start, please make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell and smash that like button. We really appreciate your continuous support.
Real estate prices are soaring worldwide, making homeownership a dream that's eluding millions around the globe. Millennials suffer from this dilemma more than any other generation, as they're much less likely to own a house when compared to their predecessors, Generation X and baby boomers. And so most people nowadays would just spend years trying to save the needed money, while others would be just fine renting a place for the rest of their lives. Yet not for a French man who found himself stuck in the same situation, as his out-of-the-box thinking helped him to come up with a jaw-dropping solution. Our story is about a 34-year-old Jeremy Buckhold. After working for years in Paris, the young man decided to relocate to his hometown of Boudreaux. Paris is definitely known for its aesthetics and romantic atmosphere, as well as the abundant job opportunities for young freelancers such as Jeremy. Yet it's also known for its insanely high real estate and renting prices. And thus, Jeremy thought that owning a property back in his hometown would be within his modest means. Yet things turned out to be not that much different when Jeremy tried to look for an apartment that suits his lifestyle and budget in Bordeaux, southwest France, as even the 25-meter square apartment he initially rented was a whopping €800 a month. For a few months, Jeremy spent hours every day looking for apartments on the internet, and he could find no real estate that suits his budget, and the man started losing hope. Jeremy knew that he should start considering new options if he ever is to own his own place, as so he was browsing the advertised properties. He came by an interesting offer. Jeremy found a rundown garage and instantly saw the hidden potential in the dilapidated property. The garage was located in Passage Bouhan, a quiet area by the Garonne River, known for its cobbled narrow streets and ancient historical houses. The property, that was a storage space full of junk and half-broken stuff covered in dust, was priced at €80,000, about 107,000 American dollars. Yet Jeremy was fine with that, as it was around one-third the price tag of a typical house with the same surface area. What other people saw as a useless space, locked away behind old, worn-out metal doors, Jeremy saw as a blank canvas on which he could apply his artistic ideas and design, a freedom that other properties couldn't offer. The area in which the garage was located was originally 18th century stables that were converted to dwellings, and so Jeremy thought, why not do the same with a garage? The area also suited the young man because it was primarily occupied by a burgeoning community of artists and young families, and it was under 24/7 surveillance. Jeremy's friends weren't as enthusiastic, thinking that he was crazy to consider such a thing. To them, the space lacked the natural lighting, and its location meant that not much could be done with it. Yet nothing they said dissuaded the young man from going on with his project. Jeremy turned to his friend Matthew Demarian, an architect who had a good experience with transforming existing commercial properties into residential dwellings. Jeremy was thrilled when Matthew looked at the garage, then said, "Yes, we can do something special here." Yet Jeremy's problems were far from over, as he and Matthew had to face a new challenge. The garage was located in a historical part of the city that's protected by law as an architectural monument. This meant the two friends' options regarding what they could do with the space and what part they could change were so limited. The original walls and roof couldn't be touched, and only the modernized facade with its metal gate could be altered. So the two friends had to find a way around that. After getting all the legal paperwork done, the photographer finally got to embark on his journey of building his dream house. The garage was surrounded by adjacent buildings that prevented the creation of any windows, so the architect's solution was to create an indoor patio by cutting 12 meters square part of the roof right out by the entrance, and placed hinge windows that allowed sunlight into the space. Yet they kept an outer edge of the roof intact so that it looked untouched from the outside. The open-air indoor patio was also sparsely furnished with minimalistic chairs and a small coffee table, turning the space into a sitting area. Instead of solid walls, the patio was surrounded by panoramic glass doors that allowed the sunlight and fresh air into other parts of the building. The patio, which can be closed using a sliding pine door, also served as a parking spot that was required by Bordeaux city laws. Right next to the front sliding door, a window was open to allow in more light. The patio's glass doors slide to reveal a 41 square meter living area that was designed in a modular system, allowing every square inch to serve multiple functions. The living space included a small kitchen and a dining area with a glass table in the center. The kitchen was built by the entrance window to allow the cooking steam to heat out the house. Right next to the kitchen was the dining room, as the two spaces combined could easily host a half dozen people. The far left-hand end of the living area was dominated by a cube-shaped pine construction that concealed a toilet, shower room, laundry, and a dressing room. The remainder of the space was turned into a living room with a couch that was integrated within the pine cube. Tucked at the far end of the living room space is Jeremy's working space. That included a secluded desk, along with all the gadgets that the photographer needed for his work. The other end of the pine cube hid a narrow staircase that led up to a surprisingly spacious sleeping area that contained a double bed. The bedroom was bordered by a set of low closets that doubled as a long shelf that Jeremy turned into a small library. The center of the bedroom's roof is dominated by a sky window to eliminate any feeling being cramped because of the relatively low ceiling, as the city laws prohibited Jeremy from increasing the height of the historical building. The house was designed in a way that made use of every single inch, making sure that the inhabitants had more storage room than they could ever use, as even the steps, the bed, and the couch had drawers under them. Transforming the garage into the studio that Jeremy's always dreamt of cost the young photographer 140,000 euros, or $187,362, including the purchase price of all customized fixtures and furniture that were designed on demand. Mr. Buchholz was still satisfied with the overall price, as he wouldn't dream for a similar spacious modern apartment with that price tag. Once the construction works were over, Jeremy invited his friends who initially opposed the idea, and they were stupefied by the transformation, as none of them could recognize the old cramped garage that was turned into a modern house. Not just that, but the fact that Jeremy's studio was estimated to be worth more than $400,000 made his friends consider making similar investments. Jeremy's out-of-the-box thinking helped him get around the financial restrictions he faced. And where other people would just give up, Jeremy stepped forward to challenge the norms and own the house he's always dreamt of. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and tell us what you think about it in the comments section below.